Greetings, warriors! My name's Pretty, and third episode in this mini-series about Resplendent reviews is here. This is a doozy, I will warn you. And I will say the usual spiel that I've said in the past 2 episodes about how I'm doing these Resplendent reviews. 1, these are all my personal opinions, not objective fact. If you like a character that I say something bad about, good for you. I'm glad you like that character. 2, I'm not talking about art style, I'm just talking about design. Not talking about how big of an improvement it is, but I'll sometimes talk about the art if it really makes an impact on me. And 3, how well the designs fit into the world that they belong to. For this episode, we're talking about Nifl. Nifl. Are you excited? I am. Oh boy. Let's just dive right on into Nifl. Before we go into Nifl, I want to warn you, I am going to be harsh on these designs because of one thing, and it's the teal color that is featured in Nifl designs. Except in Nifl, the god. She has a nice icy blue. What? But my problem is with it, it's a great color. It's not like I hate it, it's just hard to work with. If you take a look at all of the Nifl characters, so Fjorm, Gunthra, Hreed, and Yulgur, they all have very muted hair colors. Gunthra has brightish pink hair, but it's still muted. It's not like bright pink. It's a pastelish pink. Because the reason why I think they have those hair colors is because that blue. That teal is a very hard color to work with. But besides that, let's talk about key features in Nifl designs. So, a key thing I think is very important with Nifl designs is the tunics. They all pretty much have tunic. Gunthra's is a long dress, but it still has the vibe of a tunic. Having a cyan jewel featured in the design is a very key important part. And another thing for characters that are more melee type, having the shoulder armor. And finally, long sleeves, because they all kind of have long sleeves. They show some light, which is fine, but they all have long sleeves. Now let's get into the hard part. Here we have Roy, my poor sweet boy. I love your art. But he's a perfect example of what I need to talk about with that teal. His hair clashes with that teal, and it's close to being a complementary color too, because his hair is more reddish orange. So it contrasts very hard for me. If his hair was a little lighter, a little more of like a gingerish color, I think it would have been great. If the blue was either darker or lighter, it would have been great as well. But since they're both bright saturated, it falls short for me. But just actually talking about the Nifl design, he's got everything. He's got the shoulder pads, he's got a scarf. He doesn't have the long sleeves, which is a bit disappointing. He's got the white feathers, he's got even the white little diamonds that all of the Nifl siblings have. He's got that on his tunic, which is great. As a Nifl design, he hits all of the marks, and it's great. For the Nifl design, I'm giving him a 9 out of 10. But I wish that blue was different. Next up is Leaf. Tell me he does not look like a Code Geass character. Please tell me he doesn't, but that's all I see when I look at this. One big thing about his design is the red cape. It does not fit in Nifl. When you think of Nifl, you think of cold, ice, frozen land. But here we are with somebody wearing red, which is not the color of Nifl, that's the color of Moosebill. That aside, he hits a lot of the points that he needs to. He's got a tunic, he's got the long sleeves, he's got the shoulder armor, he has a lot more of the cyan jewels. I wish that they had incorporated the snowflake type lace that like Fjorm and Gunthra have got going on. I feel like that would have been a nice touch to soften him up a little bit more. He has a little too much armor going on with the armor on his like calves and his hip. It feels a little less Nifl type to me at that point. Besides that though, I'm gonna talk a lot of points for that red cape though, because it's too red. If they had just put white in his cape, it would have been great. But since it's too red, I'm gonna give him a 7 out of 10. He, though, is one of the characters that works great with this cyan because his hair's a neutral color. Yay! Next up is Lynn. She's missing the long sleeves. She's got the snowflake lace pattern, which I think is a very nice thing. She's missing a lot of just bulk to her design. I think if you barely see it, but she's got like a hexagon on her shoulder. If that was bigger and replaced more of the feathers, I think that would have been better, because she doesn't have that bulkiness that you would see from Creed or Fjorm. The dress is fine. I know it's to tie in with her actual dress. Again, I wish it was different. I don't like the weird fading pattern because none of the other characters have a fading pattern. I wish it would have been something more like it transforms into kind of like what Yulger's outfit is, where you see the pleating of like the triangle shapes at the end of her dress. I think that would have been great. She's got the little diamonds, which are awesome. I love that touch for Nifl. That's one thing it's got going on, is those little white diamonds in between all of the blue. The teal. Brr. Besides that, pretty okay design in my opinion. I feel like the balance of the teal and the white is a little skewed towards the teal. She works great with the teal color because her hair is darker. It's not as bright. I'm gonna have to give her a 7 out of 10. My poor Azora. They have done you dirty. They have done you so dirty. She is one of the main things I mean about the teal not working with bright hair. Although Azora's hair is very much of a sky blue, it just merges with the teal too much. If they would have just switched her main dress, I'm not talking about the sleeves are good, her main dress just to be white, and having the teal be underneath the underskirt. That would have been great. I get what they were going for because, you know, all of the main Nifl characters, their tunics are teal, and then they got the white underneath. I get it. But personally, come on, don't do Azura dirty. Regardless of how I feel about that, it's a good Nifl design. She's got the snowflake lace. She's got actually some bulk to her shoulders, even though she's not wearing armor. She's got the feathers acting as that bulk. She's got the long sleeves. The diamond, the cyan jewels. It's okay if Azura doesn't have much of it. You can kind of get the hint through it of the little snowflake patterns on her hips and, of course, her necklace. She's got the white diamonds just barely. You can see it on her little skirt. You can see the white diamonds there. And yeah, she fits very well into the Nifl design aesthetic, but she has the same problem as Lynn. The balance between the white, the teal, and the gold is just not quite as good as the Nifl siblings. As much as it hurts to say I'm giving Azura a 5 out of 10, and I know my personal opinion skews that quite a bit because I wish it was different. Sheeta! Close. Sheeta's very close. I like having the pink in. It kind of ties it to Gunthra a bit more. I like that she has the snowflake lace type thing going on with her scarf. I wish her scarf was a bit bigger and a lot more wider to fit with the rest of the Nifl siblings, but that's okay. She's got the long sleeves, good. I wish her chest plate armor was more gold instead of white. I feel like, again, that ruins the balance between the teal, the white, and the gold. The red is a little bright for her leather. I wish it was similar towards the Nifl siblings of being a dark leather color. And her boots are very, very white. But pretty good Nifl design. I wish the teal was darker because her hair is kind of bright and it doesn't work with Anyways, I'm gonna give her design a nice 7 out of 10. I wish her cape was a bit bigger. And our last Nifl hero is Julia. Now she has the opposite problem of Azura and Lynn. Not enough of that teal. As much as I've been hating on that teal color, it's not enough for Julia. I feel like the snowflake lace, they were trying to do that on the hem of her skirt, but it looks more ripped than actual snowflake patterns. I love that she evokes the shoulder armor with her feathers. Since she doesn't wear armor, she's a mage, but it's very white. I wish there was more of a balance between the white and the teal. What I would personally do is, if you look close enough underneath her belts, it looks like her top kind of cuts off and then meets her skirt. I wish all of that was the teal color. And I wish maybe like the insides of her sleeves or her dress were that teal. And I think that would have helped balance that out. And maybe make a little more prominent the gold around her décolletage, you know, her chest and her upper shoulders and such. With that, I'm gonna rate her a 6 out of 10. Too much white. That was an episode, wasn't it? Again, as I said at the beginning, these are my personal opinions. I know a lot of people like the Nifl aesthetic. I honestly do too. It's just that teal grinds my gears. I wish it was light blue. Light blue would make so many things so much better. Anyways, regardless of how well it fits into the world and stuff, I want to talk about my favorite Resplendent from Nifl. Part of me wants to say Azura because I like Azura a lot, but I'm gonna go with Roy. Yeah, I think Roy is my favorite Nifl Resplendent. I just think it looks really good on him, and I think it really fits Roy in a way from the little understanding I know of Roy, but I think it just looks really nice, and it contrasts, you know, like, I'm pretty sure his weapon's called the Blazing Durandal. The Blazing Durandal, and I just think it's really cool, especially his special art. Seeing the flames with the sword and the cool color palette, oh, it's very nice. I like it. Who's your favorite Nifl Resplendent? Again, I'm sorry if I was kind of mean this episode. It's just that stupid teal gets in my way. Thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing. Keep fighting your battles, and I will see you next time. Toodaloo!